recording as well. Yes. Yeah. So, last week we discussed like how do we start the scan, what are the different engines present in order to scan and all, and we created one folder and then we started scanning the things and all. So today let us see how actually we will scan. So so now I have my demo web shop open in my Chrome application. So how can I start it? All I need to do is hold your shift key and then right click on this folder and then say scan and then choose the HTML because I am scanning a HTML web page. And then select the application. Either you can double click over here or else select it and click on the scan button. Anyways, it works. And now I'm just showing you different views that I can see here. Okay, the one is we just learned this on the other day as well. Like we have three different kinds of views. One is the basic view, another one is the condensed view, and another one is the advanced.
Advanced review.
Yeah,
Yes.
whenever we are in advanced view, we can see all controls in details, and we can. This is like see the size of the screen that you can see here for the advanced view. This is the normal mm, size that it actually comes in. But if it is a basic view, see how compressed it became. Like it became somewhat smaller. If you say condensed view, it will become to a minimized level. For basic and condensed, you will have select on screen by default enabled. You need not click on select on screen. By default, the select on screen is enabled. And if you want to switch among these views, see here you have basic, and from here you can go to advanced in this way. From advanced, if you directly go to the condensed, then you will have the advanced again. So from which screen you are going to condensed, depending on it, you will have the button. Okay. And now let us see how can we scan the things. First say select on screen here and let it load. Okay, then you can for practicing purpose I'm just showing you now. So you can just click on the mouse over on the controls, and once the name properly comes up, then you can directly click on that particular control. Login, shopping cart, wish list, subscribe button, some radio buttons. Okay, this is some text that I have. This is some OK button, some hyperlinks. So some things I scanned. And usually we discussed this on the other day also. These elements, whatever you scan, have four different sets of properties. Representation properties, which tell us how do we represent this element, technical properties, transition properties, and another one is the reflected properties. When you do all load all properties, you can get them. Now let's see what are the things that we actually pick them up. So what happens is when you scan any element, right, automatically Tosca tries to identify it uniquely. So it will select some random properties and try to make it uniquely by itself. Okay, so why do we need to make it unique? So that only we can understand to which control we can go. Okay, give me one moment, please. బాబీ నవీన్ కుమార్ అంటే ఎవరు? Yeah. Okay. So now based upon these properties, actually based upon the element that you are selecting, right? These properties get selected automatically sometimes, and they turn out this element to be unique. If an element is not unique, usually it is highlighted with this yellow color shade. Some yellowish shade you can see here, right? And when you click on that element, even in this status region also, you can clearly see the selected item is not unique. And the main indication is the color. Once you get a color, that means it is not unique. You need not again go and click on it, right? You can directly say. Okay, and now for suppose let us talk one by one. Say this register. Okay, see what are the properties it selected. One is the tag property, and another one is the inner text property it selected. For suppose, think like it did not select the inner text. See what it become? It became a non-unique element. Why? Because there are so many elements which are having tag as A. Select a property which is making me unique is what it is expecting. There are so many elements which are having the tag as A. Look at login. What is the tag property value? A. Look at shopping cart. What is the property value of the tag? A again. So there are so many elements here, okay, which are having the tag as A. But among these elements, you have to choose the element which is having the property which will, which will make it unique. That is what it is waiting for. So now you can choose the properties, technical properties and all as per your wish. There is no restriction that you have to select only one property or you have to select the properties only after until it becomes unique. After that, you should not select. There is nothing rule in that way. Okay. The main key of the automation lies in this properties only. And how do you identify? Okay. For suppose now, if you take the register button, okay, you can just select the inner text as register. So now this became unique. In the same way, if you take the strong, what can I select in order to make it unique?
Inner text.
Let's see what is there. How can you see it is? You just click on this value button and see. Do you like knob commerce? Something, some value is present. So let's select that inner text. See, it became unique. This is how you can switch. So, how do you know which property should you prefer and which property you should not prefer? Basically, first you have to remember, like by default the tag will be selected. Okay, other than tag, what would you prefer is title, name, value, inner text, and id, class name. Okay, and these are the most important things most of the times, like most preferable ones. Other than this, inner html, outer html, href. Okay, these are some of the properties which we prefer. So when I am saying inner HTML, outer HTML and href, they have some conditions, okay, which we will discuss in the later part. But first, for the time being, look at these properties like tag, title, name, value, inner text, ID, class name, which makes some sense to you. Okay, don't select the properties like, for suppose, if you take this outer HTML here, see it has strong class, bold display, text. Do you like knob commas, some strong? Does it make any sense to you? No, right?
No, no.
You cannot understand. That doesn't form any meaning to you normally. So then don't select them. Okay, there is nothing wrong. Don't select them. These are like the default things that you should have in your mind. So now let's go here and see. So what else can I select here for this? I selected inner text. If I want to select any other property, what else can I select? Class name I can select, right? ICO hyphen register. This is some valid name only. This is the register button, so it is having some register related class name. So I can select that one as well. So it depends on you which properties you can choose. Now the next thing comes up, that is this one. Look at this shopping cart, and in braces it has 0. This 0 came up because we are having 0 items in our shopping cart. But after some time, you may add some items to your cart, and you may start adding these things, and still you want your button to work fine, right? So then how do you scan that particular one? Like here I know that this 0 value, whatever I am seeing here, is something which is going to change, and we are not sure which number may come up and sit in that particular place. So in that particular, one second. Hi, may I know who is that just joined under the name of Naveen Kumar?
Yeah, hi Bhavya, this is Naveen.
May I know your reference from where you came here for?
Ranjita Singh. Sorry, Rachana Singh.
Rachna Singh. Sorry, who gave you the invitation?
Yeah, she has only given. If you want her number, I can share her number.
Yeah, please send me her number in the chat window.
Sure, okay. 1 second. I'm sending
Yeah,
to the
please
host.
send it to me.
To the host, okay. So I have shared the number.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, let's continue. So now, in the same way, if you see this shopping cart, this is the number which is going to change. So instead of 0, we can keep a star mark here. The star is nothing but a wild character. If you keep a star mark, that means you can allow any value in that place. Okay, whenever you keep a star mark, it means a value can come up, a value might not come up, and that value might not be a fixed length. It can be of any length, and it can be of any characters. It can be a number, it can be a value, space, something, whatever be it is, it will allow that. Simply blindly, it will allow anything. Okay, so now here this number is what is going to change. That is the reason we kept a star mark over here. So that means this particular shopping cart will accept any kind of value in it. Okay, so this is how you need to look for the characters. Now if it is wish list, can we do the same way?
Yes.
Yeah, but what I will do is here I am not changing for the wish list, so that I can show you the difference between these two things. Okay, and now let's come to the books. See, for these books it is not yet unique, so what else can I select in order to make it unique? I already selected tag, and I already selected inner text.
Outer text.
Outer text, yes, I did that.
Okay. I think so. Class name. Ramya.
Class name, there is nothing in it.
Ramya, we lost your voice.
Can you hear me now?
Inner HTML.
Inner HTML, yes, I did that. No use.
href.
href is some
Visible
URL.
in a visible inner text.
Nodal properties.
Visible inner text, yes, no use.
Title.
Nodal properties.
Uh,
Title.
title has nothing in it.
Okay.
And
Outer HTML.
outer HTML is something which is not making sense, right?
Okay. Right.
See, whenever you have some property that doesn't make sense, look at this outer HTML. What does it have? Some href / books and again our books, and then again it is closing the tag properties. So what you can do is remove the things which you don't know. For suppose I can't understand these tags and all. So remove them, keep a star mark. Okay. And the same way, here also it doesn't make sense to me. Remove them, keep a star mark. Say okay. This is how you can consider, but still it is not making it unique anyways. Okay, now if I ask you here, so which books is this representing? This one or this one?
Okay. Right.
We need to select the highlight.
Okay, yeah, we don't know which control it is actually representing to. So in order to see which control actually it represents, you can click on this highlight selection.
Highlights.
See,
Okay.
then it is high. This is the one it is actually representing to. And this is the one that is not unique. Okay. So by using properties, now we are unable to make it to a unique control. Okay. So then how can we work on it? Like how can you make it unique if you are not able to select anything from the properties? If we are not able to select from the properties and if you are not able to make it unique, the second option is the identification by anchor. Okay, before we start it, let's discuss a common thing. Like for suppose, think like you are staying in Hyderabad. Okay, and you invited someone to your home and they are new to the city. So they find difficulty in identifying your address. So if somebody is finding difficulty in identifying our address, what is that we usually give them? We give a nearby landmark, right? Come to so and so area or come to so and so place and all. Okay, for suppose if you take the high-tech city in Hyderabad, Cyber Towers is the one which acts as a landmark for most of the buildings. So think like I said Cyber Towers. Okay, but when I am giving landmark, what is the main thing that I need to keep in my mind? Can I give a landmark in such a way that there are multiple shops in this with the same name? For suppose if I say you that there is a tea shop nearby my home, can you reach my home?
No.
No.
Because there are so many tea shops.
Yes.
You should choose your landmark in such a way that it should be unique one, right? If I say Cyber Towers, there is only one Cyber Towers in the Hyderabad. So obviously you can reach to the correct destination. Am I correct?
Yes.
In the same way, here also, in this web page also, you should select a control which is acting as a landmark. And this landmark is nothing but, this is a unique control. Okay. So now I will show you how can you select that. Okay. So this means you are going to Cyber Towers first and from there you are going to their house. In the same way, first we will be steering to this control and from there we will go to this particular next control. So adding an anchor tag is nothing but an adding a landmark to our address. Okay, for suppose if this control is only not unique, right? So then all you can say is identify by anchor. And here usually sometimes this anchor control comes up automatically. Sometimes it will not come up. Okay, it depends. Like sometimes you can see, right? Tosca automatically selects the controls, like selects the properties. Sometimes it will not select some inner text and all. So it depends in the same way. Okay. So now you have to choose a control which acts as an anchor tag. When you are giving landmark, will you choose a control nearby or will you choose some landmark which is far away? When I am asking you for a landmark near,
It should be
landmark,
nearby, Ramya.
it should be nearby.
Yeah.
So here we have two ways of adding a anchor control. Okay, one is by pressing on select on screen here and then going to the place where, so this is my books. So what can I select as my anchor tag? I can select this categories, these books, these computers, this electronics, or I can select even these controls here, or if there are any controls here, even those controls, or if there are any these controls, which is surrounding it, right?
Okay.
So now
So
I'm
now we should select categories, or how
yeah,
exactly it should be?
anything. Okay, for suppose now we selected these categories. And after selecting the anchor tag, you will not see it here immediately. You should disable this select on screen. Only then you can see that. Now I selected categories. But what is it saying here? See, the anchor control is not uniquely identified. So the control that you have selected as an anchor, it itself is not an unique control, is what it is throwing me an error for. Let us see the properties. Here you can see the properties, right? These are the properties of the categories. So look here, what is there in the inner text? Inner text has categories. So okay, and it has a tag as div. And what else can I select? Shall I select this class name? Yeah, class name is title. So see, after selecting the class name, it became unique. And you can see here, right? The target control was successfully identified. So see, now it has got an additional icon here. And when you mouse over on it, you can see that relative ID. This control uses one or more relative controls for identification. Okay.
Ramya, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you, but I didn't understand. Means how it became unique. Means how did you identify
I
that?
just selected this class name.
Okay, then.
Then it became unique. That's all, nothing else. First it was like this. Okay. And then I just selected this class name.
Okay.
That's all. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you may come across some scenarios where it might not be unique. Then you have to select any other control. So again, the same way. And if you want to remove this, you can right click on this here. Here you have an option. See, near the anchor control, you should right click and then say remove anchor. And then you can remove it. And now say select on screen. And then select any other control. For suppose this books. And say select on screen. See, it became unique already. So it became, this is the anchor control for that. This books is acting as an anchor for this books. Okay. And what is the other way? So 1 second, let me say select on screen here and select some other controls which are non-unique so that we can play around. Yeah, select on screen. Yeah. So now look at this control, the second one. Now even this one is a non-unique control. The same story repeats. Even though you select this class name, there is nothing. Even though you select this inner HTML, outer text and all, it is not becoming unique. Okay. So what is the other way to add an anchor tag? So how do we add an anchor? Just select the control, identify by anchor, and then I'm keeping this to the minimized level. So then click on select on screen and select it that way, which you already saw. The other way to add an anchor tag is you can directly drag and drop the control that you want to add as an anchor tag in this place. For suppose, now tell me, is this books unique or non-unique?
Unique.
Unique. So now can it work as an anchor tag or no?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Though it is identified by another control, but still it is unique. So now I can make use of it as an anchor tag. Okay. So simply, this is the one, right? So simply drag this and drop it here. That's all. Okay. And now, one second. Still, this is not unique. What happened? Let me say identify by anchor. Yeah. Hmm. I think there is some issue from my side. Give me one moment. Yeah. First, if you look at the screen, we used books in order to identify this, but still it is saying it is non-unique control. So then how can we deal with that? Like, or else you can say select on screen. And now here I'm just selecting some other controls also, which will help us to add as an anchor tag and say select on screen. Yeah. So now here, this computers is not becoming unique even though we selected this books. So then all you can do is right click, remove anchor, and then select, drag and drop the control. What else we have? Categories we have. So drag and drop these categories over here and see if it is becoming unique. See, it has become unique now. And now for this electronics in the same way, like you can say identify by anchor and then again drag and drop any of the control over here. See, already this computers has become unique by using categories. So now when I dragged it and dropped it with the computers for the electronics, right? See, it has become unique. So now computers which is identified by an anchor tag is acting as an anchor to another control. Is it clear?
But same thing did not work for the books, right? If you
Actually, there is a loading issue for this, I think. That is the reason, nothing else.
Oh, okay.
Let us try with this. See, for books only, it is actually not working fine.
Okay.
See, once I removed one of the properties, when it refreshed here, you can see those three dots, right? See
Yeah.
those three dots. When it refreshes, automatically it is becoming unique.
Okay.
Okay. So this is all about anchor tag. So basically we can identify by anchor in two ways. One is by selecting on the screen or else by dragging and dropping that control into the anchor tag. And here you can see there is an additional icon that came up, which is nothing but the relative ID. Why I am stressing on this point is you can see this property in the modules again. So let us go and see what until now whatever we have learned. So we selected different properties for the register, and for the shopping cart, wherever we know that the value is changing, we kept a wildcard over there. The next one is we identified some controls by using anchor tag, especially the ones which we know that like they are not uniquely identified and they are duplicates, which you can clearly see in the screen. So now after doing all these things, all you need to do is finish screen over here. So when you say finish screen, see here you can see a module has been saved successfully. And now you have a close button here. Please click on it. And now if you come to Tosca Commander back, see a module has been created for us. This icon which you can see here, this one is called as a module. And these items which are present inside this, are called as attributes. Okay, the that is the module, and the ones which are present inside it are called the attributes. Now you know that everything has a properties, sets of properties in Tosca. So open this properties menu and let's go one by one. See, these are the properties that are present for the module. Okay, similarly, these are the properties which these attributes have. See, these are the properties of register. If you remember, we selected these properties. See, tag as a, inner text as register, class name is ifco-register. Using which engine did we select this? HTML engine. So this sort of properties. See, for login, we did not select the class name. That is the reason it has tag and inner text. For shopping cart, you changed the inner text value to star. See, that is the reason it has a star mark over there instead of 0. For wish list, we can change it here also. See, now I am changing it to star mark here. Even that is fine. Either there or here. Okay, anyways, it is okay. The same only. See, for books, this is the one that I got. Computers, electronics, categories. And these books, this one, if you remember, we identified this one by using the anchor tag. And this one has got an additional property that is nothing but relative ID property, which we saw when we are identifying by anchor. Okay, so this one, if you go through this relative ID property, I'm just Control A, Control C, and then I will open one notepad file and paste it over there and maximize this. See, what are the properties that this particular relative ID has? It has the properties of the anchor tag. For books, actually, we used another books as a control, right? That particular one, the other books is having the inner text as books and the tag as A. So that is the reason the properties of that particular anchor control are come up in the relative ID properties of this control. The same way with the computers. Let us copy this computers relative ID and check it out here. Control A, Control V. See, for computers, you have categories and the tag is div for that. So these are the properties of the computers. In the same way, for electronics, what did we choose? We chose computers. But again, computers is having the properties of the categories in it. Let's see what will come up here.
Ramya,
Yes.
yeah, what about the relative ID? You take this XML, right? Where did you take? What is the use?
I'm just showing you. In one of the recent interview questions, they just asked like, what do you mean by relative ID? The answer is one thing. Whenever you are identifying a control by using this anchor tag, we usually get this relative ID property. And this relative ID property consists of the parent control or the anchor control, whatever you have chosen. The properties of that particular anchor control will be present over here. That's all. Nothing else. We are not using it anywhere else. Okay?
Ramya, I have one question. If you go for the tool, right? Just if minimize the. Okay, so now assume that we are on electronics. Okay. So for this, okay, we have added computer. For computers, we have added anchor as a bookmark. Correct.
Categories.
Okay, categories. Okay. So if there is any change in the properties, okay. So this is referred like categories is referred like book is this is for this is a link is there, right? For electronics, computer is referred. For computers, book is referred. For books, categories is referred, right?
Okay.
So if category object or object properties has been changed, now okay, all the objects will be we are not able to. It will be not unique, right? So is
Yes.
there is any what I can say procedure like or any standard, so we need to use that kind of thing? Because now for only one object change, okay, all the four properties has four attributes has been not unique, right?
Yeah. Actually, the first preferred way, as we discussed in the earlier part of the class, is by using its own properties. If you are unable to identify a control by using its own properties, the second preferred way is the anchor tag.
Correct. Okay, in the anchor itself, okay. So now, okay, in the anchor tag itself, okay, so we in electronics we are referring to computers we are referring to book, in book we are referring to the categories. If something change in the categories, so now all the four will be
So then
not working.
choose a unique element for everyone. Like instead of referring one with another, choose
Okay.
a unique element as an anchor tag for each one of them.
Okay, so got it. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? So to just brief it out, today we discussed about two ways of identification. One way is by using its own properties, and after creating a module you can see those properties here in the attribute properties. The second way is if you are unable to identify an element using its properties, only then we will go for the anchor tag. And in this anchor tag, usually we will select another control which is nearby and which is unique as our anchor control. And after identifying it by anchor, then usually you will see an additional property, that is relative ID, and this relative ID property will have all the values of the anchor control properties. Okay, this is what we have learned today. So let's see about the other two ways of identification in tomorrow's class. Okay, thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.
Thanks, Ravindra.
Thank you.
Yeah.
ಹೇಳು ಮುದ್ದು.
Thanks.